morning, everyone. I would like to welcome all of you to our presentation today. Welcome to the Greenwell Business presentation. We will be talking about health, and then apart from health, we will also be talking about how to get out of your debts, and we will also be talking about how to become your own boss, in other words, how you can work from home. And some of you would like to be financially free. We will be talking also about financial freedom. Without the money, you won't be happy. So we are going to talk about how you can become happy by having enough money. Without money, you won't have the things that you will buy that will make you happy. And without money, some of you won't have enough confidence. In other words, you lose confidence because in your life you keep borrowing from people and asking from people, and then you end up losing your confidence. Some of you like traveling. It's difficult to have fulfilling relationships without enough money. We are going to talk also about new houses. We are also going to talk about cars. We are going to talk about all these things. But before we start, I would like to ask you to think about this. If you are here today, it means at some stage you were born. And when you are born, you grow up, you go to school, and around the age of 20, you finish school, you start working. But at the age of around 60, we have to go for pension. In other words, we have to rest from our work. That gives us about 40 years of working, in other words, from the age of 20 to the age of 60. So that gives us about 40 years. We convert the 40 years into months. We end up having 480 months. In other words, you have an opportunity of having 480 paychecks. Now, what happens if you start working and your first month goes? In other words, you get paid on your first month. You only have 479 months left. In other words, the more the months go, and the less months you have. Now, if I look around here, most of you are around 40, around the age of 40. And if you are around the age of 40 today, it means you have another 20 more years to work. In other words, you only have 20 years left. You have used your 20 so far. And then when we break down this 20, in other words, we convert this 20 to months, then we only have 240 months left. In other words, if you get paid at the end of this month, you only have 239 left. The following month, you have 238 left. And now, in other words, your months are getting less and less and less. Now, what happens if you reach the age of 60? A research was made and it was discovered that if people reach the age of 60, 65% of those people live on pension. Obviously, some people tell me pension money is also not enough. 17% of those people depend on their children. And you know what problems go with those things. 15% would like to continue working. And only 3% become financially independent. In other words, only 3 people say we have enough money to retire at the age of 60. But the majority of the people depend on the pension, and then another group depends on children, and then another group would like to continue working. So the question that I have for all of you today is, which group would you like to belong to? In other words, where do you want to be? That's why I said at the top there, think about this. Now, Greenwell is a tool that you can use to achieve all these things that you would like to achieve. In other words, you can retire by the age of 60, or actually at any age. You'll have more money, more than enough money to retire. Greenwell was started by Dr. Deming Li in 1994, and it started in China. And then from China, it started spreading to other countries like Malaysia, Singapore, in other words, the Eastern countries. From there, it started spreading to other